Hello, welcome back to the Greg Compound. We're in the kitchen again, and tonight we're going to make a stuffed flounder with a creamy shrimp sauce. The shrimp sauce is courtesy of Ken Fisher from Date Night Doings for Two. You can check out his website for more on that recipe and a whole bunch of others. But the stuffed flounder is going to be with a seafood stuffing. Very simple to make. We're going to follow some basic recipes and we'll get right to it. Alright, for our seafood stuffing, we're going to follow the recipe on the back of the Old Bay Seasoning can, fairly close, except for instead of the 2 slices of bread crust, or rather bread with the crust removed, we're going to use Italian style breadcrumbs to give it a little bit more flavor. I've got the parsley that's called for in the recipe. The recipe's on every can of this stuff, so it's pretty easy to find. Mayonnaise, ketchup. We've got half a pound of crab meat. We've got about 4 ounces of bay scallops. Those are the smaller ones. We're going to use about 4 ounces of salad shrimp and of course an egg. We'll blend all that up and that's going to be our stuffing that we're going to wrap the fish around. For the creamy shrimp sauce, we've got 2 tablespoons of butter. We're going to use a teaspoon of olive oil, a tablespoon of fresh garlic, all minced up. I get the stuff in the jar because it's a whole lot easier to deal with there. 2/3 cups of green onion, a 1/4 cup of flour, 2½ cups of low-fat milk, that's not shown, tablespoon and a half of dried tarragon, that's in here, with a teaspoon of white pepper, half a cup of white wine over there, and 3/4 pounds more of your salad shrimp. And all these recipes are going to be listed below in the description so you guys can copy and paste that. Alright, when I was reading off the recipe I forgot there's 2 teaspoons of Old Bay in this too. So your breadcrumbs, Old Bay tarragon. Mayo mustard. Give it a little bit of a mix. Crab meat, shrimp, scallops. Now, at this point you can pretty much forget the fork and get in there with your fingers. You can see this is going to be a very meaty stuffing. Don't need to do too much mixing, just get it all kind of even. That looks pretty good. And we're ready to form that into balls and wrap our fish around it. Alright, what I've got is, we've got 7 flounder fillets right here. Soak them in salt water and ice for about an hour or so before. That removes any of the extra blood or anything like that on it, makes them nice and white. And really 7 flounder fillets, for those of you who know anything about flounder, that's really less than 2 fish. I also have a video on cleaning flounder. If you guys go flounder fishing and don't know how to fillet them, check out that video. There'll be a link right about here. And what you do is just make you a nice little ball with your seafood stuffing. Not too big, we got 7 of these things. Take a piece of fish. Come on, piece of fish. Wrap it around the ball. Da-da-da. And the little pointy and thin part, you want that down. Place that on your baking sheet. Thin stuff down, okay? You might flatten it out just a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and make up all the rest of these, and then I'll come back and what we're going to do is do a little cooking spray. You could use just olive oil if you want. A little extra fish rub that I have, or you could use Old Bay on top just for a little extra. I'll come back and show you that in just a minute. Alright, through the magic of YouTube, we got everything done. They're all ready to go. Now you can brush on olive oil, but I like to just hit them with just a light spray. That's my dog wandering around. Of olive oil cooking spray. Works great for this. And then just a little bit of my own fish rub. You could use a little light coating of Old Bay on top too if you like. Just a little bit. If you use Old Bay, don't overdo it. Old Bay can really overpower this fish. And do yourself a favor, don't shoot lemon or lime all over your beautiful flounder. Alright, now we pop that in the oven for about 20-25 minutes. And while that's in there, we'll work on that shrimp creamy sauce. While the flounder's cooking, we're going to work on this creamy shrimp sauce. I've got the butter and olive oil going in the pan here. We're going to dump our garlic and green onions in. And again, this recipe is from Ken Fisher, Date Night Doings for Two. You can check him out on Facebook and his website. He's got some great recipes on there. So what you want to do is just kind of saute this just a little bit. Get the aroma going a little bit. Whiskey, whiskey, whiskey. Not much. And then add your flour, whisk that in. It's almost like making a roux. Not much, just a little. Making almost like a paste. Hold it up for just a second. And start stirring in a little at a time your milk. Put a little bit of that in there, stir that up. Again, the recipe will be down at the bottom for both of these parts of this dish. That whisked in pretty smooth there. Put the rest of that in there. Alright, now what you're going to do, once you get everything whisked together here, the onions and the butter and the flour and all that, looks like you got most of the lumps out, go ahead and add in your white wine, your spices, just not a lot of that. Stir that all in. You want to get this up to a boil nice and easy. Back the heat off and just simmer it until it starts to thicken. Alright, this is starting to thicken up. Now as soon as you see it starting to thicken up, don't get it too thick, add your shrimp in there. Most salad shrimp's already cooked, so I would say add it in frozen or pretty close to it, because it will thaw very quickly in this hot sauce. And just stir that in, and as soon as the shrimp's mixed in real good, you're pretty much done with your creamy shrimp sauce. That's all there is to that. Alright, we're going to get this thing out of the oven now. And there's the fish. Dinner time. Alright, that's that's it for stuffed flounder with creamy shrimp sauce. Check out the recipe and the other links in the description below. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me, the like button right down there. And please subscribe to my channel with that button right there. Check out some of my other videos while you're here, and we'll see you next time.